Hello, everyone. This is Gaming Solo coming to you from the hellscape that is Hurston. So, I'm still working on the remainder of what I want to get done for the event that they have so graciously carried over for us. I'm going to admit I never visit this place, so I'm not really sure where to go to get to the spaceport. Looks like it's over here. But I recording this live, as I typically do with my videos lately, to talk about something that came up today in the SCL. I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I've seen about half of it, but a very important thing that came up was the question of ship backlog. And I want to start by saying that they definitely said quiet part out loud. They admitted that obviously the game is funded with ships, and obviously new, prettier, sparklier ships are better for business. And so that's what they've been concentrating on. The part that kind of rubbed me a little wrong, though, was the follow-up to that was that if you take, they stated if you take all the ships that don't have current gameplay loops in the game and look at the backlog, the number of ships on the backlog that are missing, that are not missing game loop items is very, very, very small. And I feel like I can agree with that. The Merchantman is going to be probably one of the last ships we flip and see. And that is a merchant ship. Merchantman, merchant ship. So the ability to have stores and storefronts and product on hand is obviously something that they have not. I don't know if they've even started concepting that in the game at this point. But we're getting better, we're getting more stable, but we're not really in a place to start thinking about physical inventory and physical placement of said inventory. So that's a big question mark when that will come in. Obviously, any of the transport type ships, they're not going to do anytime soon, though if they are going to be, God, I hate this place. It's so complicated. If they're going to be allowing people to transport each other, they should at least have some of those transport ships in my opinion, but it's not really area of expertise for me. And not really a game loop that I'm interested in. All right, there's the dead bodies that we always see in the spaceports, right? Oh my lord, what happened here? So, I'm not sure if I like that answer. Even the ships that don't have their gameplay loop. So, let's say the Merchantman, right? Let's say it was, the Merchantman is one that we could take as an example. You could still put that in the game with a huge amount of SCU and allow people to use that for hauling. I think if that doesn't come in shortly after base building is finished, then it's going to be kind of sad, because I feel like that could be a good mobile base. And there's just something about that answer that kind of rubs me wrong, right? Because you have people who did pay for those ships. You have people that bought those ships or pledged for those ships to help. Yes, it's to help the game develop. I completely get that. Everyone can go, oh, it's alpha, oh, it's developing. We can do that all we want to. But the fact of the matter is nobody, probably not even CIG, under the impression when these things were being put out for everyone to buy, that it would take 10 plus years for some of those ships to come to fruition. And that's kind of the boat that we're sitting in. So from a development standpoint, it can take as long as it needs to take, and that's fine. But when people have pledged money for a ship, and a lot of times, and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe I'm the only one that does this. Sometimes I don't fly a ship because of what game loop it does. I fly it because I feel like flying that, right? Some of the ships are really cool. Some of the ships have a really great aesthetic. Some of them feel really good to fly. Sometimes you just want to take a ship out to fly because it's an awesome ship. And there's a lot of awesome ships that are still in concept. I just feel like you should be able to fly it. Yeah, they might have to fix it later. They might have to do some things to get it up to gold standard, but just get it out there so people have in their hands what they paid for, right? That's just kind of a hot take on that. Again, I don't want to hear the oh it's in development. I get it's in development. Obviously it's in development. This thing's in alpha, and it's been in alpha for a very long time. We get it. I'm just saying some people might want to see their ships in the game functional and flying, even if they don't fully do what they're supposed to do. Now, in other news, coming off of that hot take, they did announce that we will be seeing the Apollo next month. So, as of recording, this is the 21st of August. This will go out on the 22nd of August, 2025. The Apollo has been in concept for a couple years, so that's not too bad of a turnaround. But I'd like to point out a hypocrisy to the Apollo being on the docket to release. And that is drones. Drones aren't in the game yet, which is a feature that the Apollo is supposed to be a herald of. You're supposed to have drones on the Apollo to be able to evacuate injured injured players and bring them into the Apollo for medical medical care. And what we have right now is no sign of drones anywhere. So I find that one a bit interesting that they'll say in one breath, we're not releasing those ships yet because that gameplay loop doesn't exist. But then in the same breath say we're going to release this ship even though one of its main features doesn't exist. Now, yes, there's medical gameplay, but my understanding is it's going to be going through a rework or at least some revisions. If we're going to rework medical, why are we trying to get a ship out that is medical? Another ship update, 600i, which is, as everybody who has seen this channel from the beginning of my Star Citizen videos knows, that's my favorite ship in the verse. It's not on the roadmap anywhere for its rework. The rework is still what it is, what we saw in all those videos and the floor plans and all the changes they're talking about doing. That is still planned. They just haven't committed it to actually start working on yet. So that's kind of a bummer. We'll be waiting on that one for a while. But I don't know. There's not much you can say about that. I get it. It's a they said what they said was you have a functional ship. Well, a bunch of other ships are not functional. And to that, I would say we don't have a functional ship because the 600i, at least the 600i exploration variant, right?
Hurston's continuing greatness relies on you.
Exploration, that's not in
Get
the
to
game yet.
the site and on
At
time.
least not what everyone would perceive as exploration. So yeah, where's the exploration gameplay? Not there. So just a lot of interesting talking points in the video so far. I should have time this afternoon to finish watching it, and I'm sure there'll be some more interesting tidbits there. And I'm not getting on to rants or be angry about any of it. We know what we signed up for when we played this game, or we pledged on this game. We know that it's going to be a painful process to get this thing out the door and playing the way we want it to play and doing the things that they've told us it's going to do. We understand that. I just, when I hear inconsistencies and talking points and excuses and things like that, it's just a little agitating. It's a little agitating. Like we're all intelligent. Well, most of us are intelligent, right? Just cut it to, give it to us straight. You don't want to work on it right now. It's not profitable to work on right now. There's certain things that make more money for the game than ship backlog and reworking existing ships and things like that. So it is what it is. And other news, the Onyx facilities are a big hit. I know from what I'm seeing, a lot of people are enjoying those, as I figured when I did my video a couple weeks on them when they were still in the PTU. Very cool atmosphere, a whole lot of potential, and apparently they're not done with them yet. There's apparently some more phases to Onyx facilities, so we'll see how that pans out. I honestly have not been able to do a lot with them. As soon as I complete these hauling missions, which will hopefully be soon, maybe this weekend, depends on what kind of spare time I'm looking at. I'll start working on the Onyx facilities, but I really want to get this completed. As you can see, I'm doing everybody's favorite method. We are, oh gosh, that Cuddy Black just ran into me. Um, I am, oh, that's a big ol' something right there in front of me. But yeah, I'm still doing the Polaris method. It seems to be the fastest, depending on how much cargo I can get in. It's looking like around 800 or so before I get nervous and go looking for my turn-in point. Um, it shouldn't take but a few more hours for me to get this thing completed. I just really hope that when they go live with this game, these kinds of missions are more permanent missions and not time locked. And if they are time locked, they're around for a really long time. If you notice in MMOs, if somebody's doing an event in an MMO that is very grindy, like this is, I would consider this grinding. This is competitive, same thing over and over. They want lots and lots of these resources, and we're giving it to them. Um, I would expect it to be around for a hot minute, especially if it's going to be a pain in the butt to complete. What I'm really sad about is the people that don't have a Idris or Polaris, because those people have it the worst here. I am not sure how you guys are finishing these missions, because doing these missions the other way, even doing it from a C2, like the amount of time it takes, just making sure I'm still bound here, the amount of time it takes to load and unload all those 4 SCU freaking containers. Oh my gosh, how are you doing that? I want to know if you're doing it that way, if you do not have access to a capital ship and you're doing this either the legitimate way, quote unquote, where you're just running the missions, or the sorry, I was a little distracted by what that was. I didn't know what that was. Or even the drop the mission, take the mission in the same place again, and load that cargo up way. Let me know how that's going for you, because oh my gosh, I cannot imagine. It's like somebody tapped the ship and oh my gosh, I'm going too fast. I'm moving too frantically. There we go. Yeah, somebody hit the ship and now it's a little different than what it was, but it should be fine. It should still be fine to just pull this out and drop it right in. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you're doing this. I don't have the patience. I barely have the patience to run this the way I'm doing it, which is apparently the fastest way. Um, it'd be faster if I had an Idris, obviously, but this is the fastest way to run this for me. And it's quite literally going to drive me insane. I want to do, there's, like, I'm back to where there's game loops that I want to do again that I've not done in forever because I haven't done them in forever. I haven't had a reason to do them in forever. And they're fun. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. What is even happening? You guys saw that, right? You all saw that. Oh my lord. Well, that kind of sucks. Let me get back in the ship. I'm gonna have to move the ship. Or we just abandon it. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I guess we move it. I want that SCU. Oh, what am I doing? I'm all kinds of turned around. Um, but yeah, I want to know what everybody's doing to complete this. Let me know what you're doing down below or how you completed this set of missions. I'm really curious how everybody's completing these. Because I'm ready. I'm ready to do other game loops. I'm ready to do these Onyx facilities and pull out my guns and do lots of shooting. That's what I'm ready to do. So go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let me know how you're completing these missions. Let me know what you think about the ship backlog that CIG is and isn't working on, depending on what the ship is. Let me know if you have a ship that's still in concept in your hangar that you cannot fly yet. I don't think I have any of those anymore. And I don't think I want to be in that situation ever again, to be honest. But I'm sure there's plenty of you out there still in that situation. Oh gosh, I'm going way too fast. And also let me know down below what your favorite ship that's not released in the game yet is. Mine is The Apollo, actually. I wanted an Apollo originally until I ended up with my 600i. And then I said, I'll be okay without the Apollo. But I won't be able to say that for long because the Apollo will be in game soon. All right, they made it really hard to do this. Let's see if I can. Trying to slow this ship down so that I can uh, actually get the cargo out of it. There we go. But yeah, let me know down below. If you could, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Trying to grow the channel and see how many people we can reach with these casual talks of different subjects and ship walkthroughs and all that different stuff that we do here. And every once in a while, a little streaming. And that is it for now. I will catch you guys in the verse.